everyone, so I just got a box from Best Buy and it is my Instax Mini 11, so I decided I would open it on camera and do a full review, unboxing and everything. I ordered the lavender color. I was definitely surprised to get this in the mail because the camera in America wasn't supposed to be released until March 20th and mine literally came here and it's the 16th, so I got very lucky. Here it is. It's kind of weird that it's in a pink box, but before I open it, I do just want to say I definitely like the Mini 8 and the 9 design better. I don't know if it's going to look a lot like how it did online, but... So there's this little caution. Oh, it's not like the best purple color, but like, it's definitely pretty. I mean, like, it's really not that bad. Online, it definitely looked worse, but it's a very nice light purple color. I was hoping that it would be a little bit more vibrant, but ooh, that's kind of cool. Is there a way to just like turn? So there's the camera. And then in the box, you get 2 AA batteries, a wrist strap, these little jewel buttons that are supposed to go on the shutter button. And then you just get a pamphlet, a thing to register the camera, and yeah, just general information. So just to go over the camera, the battery slot is right here. So I'm gonna put batteries in it. You wanna put this battery in first because they're kind of staggered a little bit in there. So I'm very curious to see how long these batteries last though, because I feel like it probably won't be that long. This is the shutter button. It's definitely nice and clicky, I guess, is the best way that I could describe it. So once this light is on, that means that you can take a picture. When I first turned it on, it just started blinking, but you also have a selfie mirror. This is what the lens looks like, and then to put on selfie mode, you just pull on this a little, and then it snaps out, which I don't think that there's a way to just... And then just like the other one, you have the film count here and then the door, and that's it. So it's all very exciting. I don't really know if I like that Instax is embossed on the back, but before I really start shooting with it, I just want to say I am disappointed that they didn't change more about the camera. There's not a flash override or a self-timer. And it's not very different from the 9. The only thing is that now there is like a selfie mode, so you don't need a separate lens for macro shots. And I guess that definitely is simpler, but as of right now, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend getting this, but now I'm gonna shoot with it and just test out the auto exposure. That's another thing that I'm kind of worried about, because now that you don't get to pick the exposure setting, you might just get stuck with a bunch of bad pictures, because at least with the other cameras, if you took a picture and it didn't come out the way that you wanted it to, you could try a different exposure setting and that could help. But now it's just gonna be like you're stuck with it. So I'm gonna go get film. I just put the little wrist strap on. It's actually a lot easier to put this on than the other 2 cameras, but there you have it. And if you don't know how to insert the film, pretty much you just open this door, and on your film there's this little yellow sticker, and on the inside here there's a little yellow sticker, and you just want to line those up, and the film just goes right in just like that. And then we're gonna turn the camera on. Definitely takes a lot longer to get the pictures out, but so now we have 10 exposures left, and I think I'm gonna go outside and take some different pictures in like shadowed lighting, bright lighting, just to test out the auto exposure, and I'm definitely gonna test out the macro mode. Just so that you guys know, I do plan on doing a full comparison video between this and the 9 and the 8 camera. Even though the 9 and the 8 are pretty much the same, so whatever. But I do plan on doing a full comparison. I just wanted this to be opening and reviewing this camera on its own. So now we're gonna go outside. So I'm already starting to see a problem with the flash. This one was taken with flash and this one was taken without. And this one turned out so much better. So I already don't really trust this auto exposure. And then I tried taking a selfie, and this one was taken with flash and this one was taken without. And again, this one just turned out so much better. I actually look like my natural color in this one, whereas this one I'm super whitewashed. So yeah, that's kind of why I wish that this camera had a flash override, because especially with the auto exposure, I don't really think that the flash does anything good for these pictures, but I'm gonna keep testing. And I also forgot to mention, I don't really think that the actual camera quality is that much higher than the 8 or 9. I don't know why, but these just don't really feel as crisp as I would like them to feel, especially the selfie. It just doesn't really look like I wanted it to, if that makes sense, so I don't know. So I took these 2 other pictures. I didn't use flash with either of them, but this one's taken with the normal mode and then this one's with selfie mode. And honestly, I don't really see too much of a difference. There's still not really too much clarity, especially with some of the leaves and whatnot. It's just like, to me, it doesn't really make that big of a difference as of right now, but I think I'm just gonna need a little bit more time with this camera. And then also, I tried taking a picture in front of the sun because these 2 were both taken with the sun behind me, and still the exposure for this one wasn't really the greatest. It was taken without flash and it still didn't really turn out with the best coloring. I am gonna include the scans of all the pictures that I took with this camera just so that you guys can see them without any glare and you can actually see the colors. But overall, like, I don't hate this camera. I definitely feel like it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but I don't really think having auto exposure is really a benefit to this camera because there's still problems with the auto exposure and it not being 100%. But I do also have to say that I do want to test this camera out in different conditions, like cloudy, taking pictures of a sunset, of different clouds, of flowers. You know, this is just like my first impressions. And I also just want to add that you can't use any lenses for the other cameras on here because they don't have anything to grip onto. So I feel like that's kind of a downfall because that means that you're gonna have to go out and buy specific lenses for this camera. And again, as of right now, I wouldn't say for anyone to go and rush get this camera. If you have a 7 or an 8 from years ago and you're due for an upgrade, if you decided to get the 11, let me know down below what you think. Maybe it's just because of my shooting style and what I like to take pictures of. Since you can't really change anything with this camera, I feel like it's more worth it to just get the 9 so that you could at least experiment and like take the pictures that you want, because besides covering the flash, there is nothing else that you can do with this camera. So yeah, again, I'm gonna be making future videos, and in maybe like a month or 2, I'll probably make like my final decision. I might even end up returning the camera, but especially compared to the 70 and the 90, I really want to compare it to those cameras too. But thank you guys so much for watching. This was just my opening and first impressions. If you want to go out and buy the camera and try it out for yourself, be my guest. But yeah, I definitely don't think that you should rush to the store to buy it. Either wait to get this camera or just get the 70 or the 90 because there's not too many benefits to this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!